She can't paint you as an irresponsible dad, which you're not. She can't paint you as a who ain't working with her in parency, which you are working with her. I'm gonna warn you this because I see you defended her here. The next step is for her to say you were abusive.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into the situation. DDG versus Halle Berry. Apparently, Halle Bailey, my fault, is accusing DDG of domestic assault and hitting her. And she actually also has a restraining order on DDG too. Now, look, I've been on Twitter all day. I've been seeing this situation all across my timeline. I'm gonna keep it a beam, buck 30. This kind of looks crazy, but at the same time, take everything you see with this whole situation with a grain of salt. Let's go ahead and get to the first video.
And just like that, DDG cannot see his son anymore after the Little Mermaid has filed a restraining order on him and has been granted it. After she claims she has dealt with multiple attacks from DDG. Don't scroll, let me explain. She stated that this all started January when DDG came over to get Halo. She stated she put Halo in the car and DDG got erratic and told her to get out the car. They ended up wrestling and she claims she hit her face on the steering wheel, which is why she has a chipped tooth, her claim. She stated she then proceeded to stay in his car, got to his house, told his family about it, and then noticed that she had bruises. Then she went on to claim the next straw was when he came over and, you know, like that whole thing where he tried to get Halo and she claimed that her and Halo was sick, stating that he took her phone and broke it and punched her Ring camera. Then she claimed the final straw was when fans put together claiming that she was out on a vacation with Brent Faiyaz with Halo. DDG texted her and just told her straight up, okay, that's cool. Now, when I pop out with Halo with a girl, I don't want to hear nothing. She said that was her final straw, and now she filed a restraining order, which she has been granted it. She can take Halo to Paris with her, where she will be shooting a movie for 2 months. The judge has banned DDG from being anywhere near her, and yeah, basically she got full custody of the kid at the moment. Fans have come out and stated that they feel like she's only doing this because her image hasn't been looking too good with the media, as it seems as if that she's always keeping Halo away from DDG, and even when she's not with Halo, she gives Halo to a babysitter instead of giving the baby to DDG. And you have some people saying that this is not enough evidence to prove that what she claims is true, that she's just trying to find more ways to keep the baby away from DDG. Regardless, I'm just here reporting the news. I have no...
Here's my opinions. Okay. Based on that information, I think we can all kind of see what's going on here. Baby mama drama, all right? In that whole sequence, was domestic violence, if that whole sequence that she's describing is 100% accurate, full evidence, in that situation, DDG is in the wrong. But let's keep it a beam here. We are talking about Halle Bailey, the Little Mermaid. She's an actor. She's talking about she hit her head on the steering wheel, chipped tooth. Let's keep it a beam. I'm not saying what she's saying is false. I'm not saying DDG is innocent at all. I'm just saying, let's actually think. Let's actually think. Now, I do want to say this, though. She has a clear motive for trying to do this. She's trying to take her kid. She's trying to take the kid, you feel me, to Paris without DDG's consent. Trying to take full custody of the kid. That's just kind of what she's trying to do. Also, she's taking her kid around other men. But she had a problem with DDG taking his kid around other women. Or just DDG being around other women. Very hypocritical. But we proceed because it gets a little bit worse.
Well, no more Halo. Things just got 10 times worse for DDG after Halle has just filed for full custody and stated that he can no longer be with the kid alone ever again. You see, she has brought to the court's attention that she wants complete full custody of Halo due to her abuse and stated that DDG can only be allowed to see Halo for 6 hours, one time out the week, and it has to be through a supervised company.
This is evil. I'm sorry. This is evil. And I'm going to say, no, this is evil. Here's why I'm saying this shit. This whole restraining order, whole thing filed is to just keep this man away from his kid. This is evil. I don't care what y'all say. This is evil. And she's manipulating this nigga. All right? I'm not saying DDG ain't hit her. But at the same time, if he really hit you and you really had a problem with it, and that happened in January, why didn't you file that shit in January? I'm just keeping it in the beam. I'm not saying he ain't do that shit. If he did that shit, why the fuck are you doing that, Mr. DDG? That's weird. But at the same time, what she's trying to pull right now is evil. I don't care what y'all say. Trying to keep a grown man, fully functional grown man away from his kid. I don't care. That's evil. I'm going to keep it a beam. We're going to keep on watching. I'm not saying that him hitting her isn't evil. I'm not saying that shit. We don't know if that shit's confirmed. She did get a restraining order. So at that sense, there had to been evidence that he did do some shit or some domestic violence has been going on. But I will say one thing though. I've been scrolling through the TikToks, the interwebs. Apparently, there has been multiple people coming out saying that, yo, Halle and DDG, that their relationship wasn't as sweet as everybody thought it was. Apparently, she used to beat on this nigga. Multiple people have come out. The Shay Frost, not a credible source. I think his brother came out and said the shit. One of his good friends has come out and said the shit. I'm not saying it's true. But at the same time, if she did hit him and they hit each other, that's a whole different situation. That's just domestic violence on both of them. I don't care. Like, look, I'm the type of person, I don't feel like as a man you should put your hands on women. But at the same time, if a woman does put her hands on a man, you have the right to defend yourself. Not hit. Move yourself away from the situation. Because at the same time, I don't care. You should not be hitting a woman because, nigga, we can obviously beat women's asses like that. We can cause actual damage. I'm just keeping it in the beam. But you can grab her, yo, chill out, whatever. Remove your way from the situation. And if we look at the bruise marks, all right, I'm going to go back to it. Again, I'm not trying to defend DDG. I'm just calling it from my perspective. If we go back to these bruise marks,
and just
I want to show y'all something.
multiple.
First off, this looks like more of grab marks than bruise. Okay, if I'm finna hit a girl, right, I'm not finna hit her on the shoulder. I'm finna hit, you feel me, if I'm really trying to do damage. That really right there looks like grab marks, like severe grab marks. That doesn't even look like he hit her. I'm going to keep it a beam. From my perspective, I could be wrong, but it doesn't even look like he hit her. So in that sense that he didn't hit her at all, she's really trying to manipulate this nigga out of losing his custody of his kid. She's really trying to take this nigga's kids away from him, which is really fucked up. I'm going to keep it a beam. And people are actually seeing this shit, seeing it for what it is and calling it out. But of course, you're going to have the Haley fans and the girls who don't actually look into the situation talking about, oh, DDG, like, nah, Queen Halle, who cares if he takes this nigga's kid away from, like, what are we talking about? If it's true that they both hit each other or it was just domestic violence, whatever, period, blah, 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 from both parties, this is evil. Because she knows what she's doing. I'm going to keep it a B. All right? Let's keep on watching some clips, though. Let's actually continue watching this.
Well, no more like out the country without, and it has to be through a supervised company. She stated that he also is banned from ever taking the kid out places with him or like out the country without permission or consent. Claiming the reason she's doing this is because in the past, DDG has quote unquote tried to abduct Halo or hide Halo from her instead of returning Halo.
That's baby mama shit. He ain't do that shit. I'm not gonna lie. He ain't do that shit. She's just trying to grasp for straws.
So now it's up to a court to see if she gets everything that she's asking for. And if she does,
but I don't think
he is cooked. As you guys remember, she's accusing him of attacking her and leaving bruises and chipping her tooth.
Then the chipping tooth. I can just see bullshit. I'm sorry. Look, I'm not finna act like one of these PC content creators. I can see bullshit when I see it, bro. A chipped tooth, are we for real, man? A chipped tooth and a grab mark. A chipped tooth and a grab mark is the best evidence you can get for domestic violence. Nothing on the neck, nothing on the face, no black eye. Because you know as soon as a woman get hit by a nigga, she in the bathroom taking pictures. Yo, black eyes, neck, all of that. She taking pictures, bro. You're telling me all you have is a grab mark, a clear grab mark, mind you, and a chipped tooth? You could have got that chipped tooth from anything. You could have bit a metal fork and got that chipped tooth. Come on, man. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not finna be, nah, bro. I'm sorry. I see what's going on. This is evil. I'm gonna keep it a beam. I think you should never take a grown man away from his kids if he actually wants to be in their lives and he's not abusive. And I don't think DDG is abusive. I don't think and if he is, I don't think he's the only one in this situation. I'm gonna be honest.
You have women on social media parading this, saying that yes, she needs to do this because DDG should not be around that kid, no way. And you have others saying,
some people need to shut the fuck up. They don't know anything about this situation. I don't know anything. I might need to shut up too. But at the same time, you over here talking about, oh, the grown man shouldn't be around his kid. You don't know. I just think when it comes to kids, using kids as a weapon to try to get back at somebody is disgusting. And I think this is what's happening here. I'm going to be honest.
We are currently in Colorado.
Okay, this is a clip. DDG is being falsely accused by Haley Bailey. This is insane. Okay, this is a biased post, mind you. Keep that in mind. On the day of the alleged attack, DDG was in Colorado streaming his sister's birthday. DDG got alibi proof he ain't hit her.
Snowboarding later on. PT's turning 21.
I've been a little scared of the dentist, but I'm going for my regular cleaning and also because I chipped my tooth and just a little nervous.
You mean the pictures that were taken back in January that she was holding for this moment to save her PR? Because she's been getting fried on the internet lately because of this entire Brent Faiyaz situation. She went on vacation to the Bahamas with Halo and didn't tell DDG that Brent Faiyaz was going to be there. And people were calling her out for being a hypocrite because she says that DDG can't take Halo out the country, and she establishes all these ground rules, but she doesn't even follow them herself.
The Diddy used to tell me she used to smack the shit out of him on the bed. He chilling, she smacking the shit out of him.
See, DDG innocent for sure, man. Girls be lying on niggas for no fucking reason, right, Jake?
We are currently in Colorado.
Okay, now, obviously a biased post, so take it with a grain of salt. But I will say, in my perspective, keep it in the beam. Some shit ain't adding up. The day of the alleged attack, DDG wasn't even in the state of California. Now look, I'm gonna keep it a beam. I think it's about that time I give my full opinion. I do feel like, honestly, DDG and Little Mermaid, Halle Berry, whatever her name is, right? They was for sure tussling and rustling, in my opinion. I think they had a toxic relationship. I think that shit was toxic as fuck, and they for sure was hustling and rustling and shit. I'm gonna keep it a beam. I think they was doing that. Here's what I think is going on, and I think we all kind of think this is what's going on. Rustling, tussling, because she wasn't trying to give her kid to DDG because she see DDG popping off, doing good without her. Be with all of these girls. She's mad. I don't want to. How do I get back at this nigga? She tries to go fuck with one random nigga. He don't care. Other random nigga. He don't care. So what she uses to get her get back is their kid, which is scummy as shit. And I'm gonna keep it a beam. This is what I think happens though. All right. So I heard a rumor. DDG broke up with Halle because, you feel me, it was too much violence. It was too much toxicity, right? Of all of the bullshit going on. What she knew is that since they used to be, you feel me, rustling, tussling, that was their little relationship, you feel me, he never, but you feel me, he used to be, you know, toxic, whatever. She knew that one day, if her PR ever went down, she could use that shit as an example or like as a whatever. And she can get she can submit multiple examples of, you feel me, them having like a domestic violence type of relationship or whatever, right? Even though it's nothing too crazy, I feel like they for sure had something going on. They for sure touched each other before. I actually think she initiated it though. And the reason why is because she waited until a moment where her PR is bad to release it. If somebody, we all know, if somebody's actually getting hit, abused, as soon as that relationship ends, why not just air this nigga out if they're really that bad of a person? Let's keep it a beam. I don't care what you want to say about her being scared, whatever. Nigga, she is signed to Rock Nation. She's in Hollywood. She's tapped in with Jay-Z and them. She has nothing to be scared of. I'm gonna be honest. So I'm not finna take that excuse. I'm sorry. So this is what I think really happened. She had this in the back pocket. All right. She knew if push comes to shove, niggas started hating on her, her fan base started hating on her, she could just throw this out and make DDG look like a bad person. Because all of their relationship, DDG was the villain of the relationship. Niggas was like, yo, Halle, why are you with this nigga? He's a lame YouTube rapper nigga. And she never came out and defended this nigga. She kind of liked it. It kind of kept him at bay. She felt like she was the queen she was the prize in the relationship. That's why she did that shit. It was that toxic shit. I don't know why DDG was with her. I'm gonna keep it a beam. But Pete, this is where shit gets wicked. I'm gonna keep it a beam. All right. I know I'm gonna keep it a beam a lot. My fault. But this is where shit gets wicked. So back to what I was just saying. Halle trying to get back by keeping Halo. All right. DDG not going for that because that's just too far. So they do have a little altercation, right? But it doesn't go exactly how she says it is. I think she tried to hit him. I think he pulled up to the crib asking for Halo. Some yelling, some anger got out. She slapped this nigga or pushed this nigga. So you feel me? They been through this shit before. He grabs her, maybe throws her on the couch or some shit. You know, nothing too crazy, right? You feel me? Just to get her off of him, right? Then he goes for Halo, can't find him. She starts talking about, I'm gonna call the cops, Then he like, all right, fuck you, he left. Maybe he punched the ring camera. If it is, nigga, the ring camera don't got rights. Who the fuck cares? I'm gonna keep it a beam. So, after that, he storms off, all right? Goes home, records, Holly doing this, Holly doing that. She's trying to keep the kid away from me. Her PR goes to the gutter. But here is why I don't really believe this domestic violence as much as niggas may believe it. I'm gonna keep it a beam. I don't care if it was a court document. You can look into your research. California gives out restraining orders for anything. I'm gonna keep it a beam. If that shit was really as bad as traumatizing as she's trying to make it, why didn't she just drop that nuke of a cannon, nuke of the domestic violence accusations? Why didn't she just sue that nigga after that altercation happened earlier this year? Why didn't she just do that? That's what's not really making sense to me. If this nigga's really as bad as you say, why didn't he just drop that back then? That doesn't make sense to me. Because she knew this shit was the ultimate nuke. This is the biggest thing she got on this nigga. Plus, she needs to assemble a court case. She needs to assemble a plan because that shit didn't really, it's not. She's trying to paint him in a way worse light when niggas don't even know that shit was equal. It was mutual. When was the last time we had niggas on the internet over here defending niggas about a sexual assault or aggregation or like a domestic assault charge? Usually niggas be like, yo, you feel me? You get a domestic violence charge on somebody, all of their friends vetoed. They away from that nigga. They don't even talking. The fact that he has so many people coming out right now trying to defend him tells me all I need to know. Cause niggas not finna defend a domestic abuser. Niggas don't defend niggas who hit women. I don't care how weird they are. They just don't do that. The fact that so many people are coming out in his defense tells me all I need to know. She's trying to manipulate the situation. I really think she used to hit on that nigga consecutively. I really do. I don't typically believe the Shay Freaky Frost, but I believe him in this situation. It's just something not right about this. We all can feel it. Listen to your feelings, not what you see. I'm gonna keep it in the beam. But I don't think DDG is completely innocent in this situation. I think she's trying to paint him in a bad light and take his kid. Because that Brett Fire situation, that's when niggas started peeping. Yo, Holly, you really not standing on what you saying. You said, okay, DDG can't have other girls around this kid. Nigga, you having the toxic king. You going on trips with this kid and this random nigga. Brett Fire's not a random nigga, but you get what I'm trying to say. How the fuck does that make sense? That doesn't. And now that niggas are turning on her, she's like, oh, how do I regain my popularity? The nuke. And now the court case build up. And even though I don't think she's winning this case, I'm going to keep it a beam. There's no way she wins this case. But just this allegation coming out alone, her knowing how niggas think of DDG, it's going to his fans are still going to fuck with him. But his public perception is ruined and hers will forever be good. Because even if this shit gets proved false, she can still spin this shit off talking about, oh, this is why black women in America don't get fair rights and shit. Nigga, that shit didn't happen, bro. Don't rope yourself into that bullshit. Because I met niggas who had mothers who really got beat for real, bro. And those are the women who don't really get their rights. You are just trying to get your kid. You're just trying to get full custody of your kid. It's just baby mama drama. Don't even try to play that fucking role. That's disrespectful as shit. Because I see through it. I'm sorry. I'm not finna act like I don't see through this shit. I'm not gonna lie. Y'all can come for me in the comments, bro. I'm trying to be very unbiased, but at the same time, I hate seeing niggas get manipulated like this, especially when people are trying to use their kids to using a kid for toxic warfare is just disgusting. I don't care what y'all niggas say. It just is. These are the DMs if you want to read them. I already have my stance on this, bruh. If some evidence comes out for me to, like, you feel me, refute my stance, I will refute it. Y'all know me. I'm not. I'll always admit when I'm wrong. I don't care. But I just see this shit for what it is, bro. And I just see this shit for what it is.
Record label and management company. They have been referred to as Beyonce's proteges. You think this got to TMZ?
Yeah, they got DDG and Beyonce. They got Baphomet and all of their, and Lilith. They got Baphomet and Lilith on their side, nigga. They cooling.
Been a little scared of the dentist, but I'm going for my regular cleaning and also because.
But yeah, I think that's all I'm really finna talk about this situation with. I think that's really all I gotta say. To end off this case study, I want to say this to all people, everybody who's listening right now. Be careful who you lay with, nigga. Be careful who you sleep, who you crack. Be careful. I don't care how attractive they are. I don't care what their status is. Be careful, my nigga. Because niggas be laid up with demons. They don't even know. Manipulative ass demons. And I'm not saying Holly, you feel me? I ain't saying, you feel me? Nah, fuck it, I am saying this shit. Nigga, it's very obvious she's manipulating this nigga. I don't care. I'm gonna just say it. I might be the only nigga to say that shit and speak my mind. It's very obvious she's manipulating this nigga. And like, if you can't see that shit, if you can't see that shit, then you might not just like DDG. I'm not even a DDG fan, but I see this shit for what it is. I get the vibe from her. If you watch her talk, you know, you could tell somebody's manipulative just by how they talk. DDG manipulative too. But in this situation, nigga, I've never seen that. It's just something not right. Y'all can feel it. I know y'all can. So look, I'll say this right now. For both men and women, be careful who you laid up with. Because if DDG really is an abuser, she shouldn't have been with that nigga in the first place. She should have left that nigga way before. I'm going to keep it a beam. She should have exposed that nigga as soon as he did that shit. She didn't. That tells me all I need to know. I'm going to be honest. That tells me all I need to know. It took this long to expose this nigga. That tells me all I need to know. I'm going to keep it a beam. Be careful who you lay with. Be careful who you have kids with. Because I remember I seen a clip of Akademiks predicting this whole situation. I'm going to try to find it. I have a clip of this nigga Akademiks. Yo, Akademiks, he predicted this whole situation. Be careful who you lay with, nigga.
If she can't paint you as a deadbeat dad, which you're not, she can't paint you as an irresponsible dad, which you're not, she can't paint you as a nigga who ain't working with her in parency, which you are working with her. I'm going to warn you this because I see you defended her here. The next step is for her to say you were abusive. I want to be very clear. I don't give a fuck if it's Halle Bailey or it was goddamn Mother Teresa. These women they all have a game plan and a script. Trust. Now, maybe she takes a high road and says, you know what, I'm not going to continue to play this out on in social media. But the next thing she's going to say to you, I guarantee, you were verbal abusive. Mm-hmm. Oh, you used to do this or whatever. Mm-hmm. That's what gets the people on her side.
And that's exactly what she did. If you read the lawsuit, she did exactly this shit. Akademiks know the game. Y'all can say whatever y'all want about him. I don't agree with that nigga for a lot of shit. But one thing you can't say, he don't know the game. This nigga know the game. She did the exact playbook. Exact play formation, bro. Jet sweep. Right hand off right here. Nigga, we knew this shit. We knew it. We knew this shit. I'm gonna keep it a beam. We knew this shit. She played the exact playbook that she was supposed to play. It's an evil world, bro. I see that shit, bro.
You see, when you're a man, you can't play the crowd like how the woman can play the crowd. You got to stand up to the consequences. And she just tried, yo, why is my baby dad doing that? And I don't approve of it. And nobody bit. Don't ever think, you have 18 years of this, my nigga. And unless you about to get back with her and go into whatever regime she wants you to get down with, her next attempt will not be as fluky. It won't be saying, oh, okay, he ain't bring the baby on, he brought the baby on the stream and I don't approve. It's going to be, this nigga has been mentally, verbally, trust me. Women like this don't stop. The only thing with this chick is that they look at her as a media darling. But trust me, she got the same tool set and the same bag of tricks. You've dodged this one, but you got to wait for the bigger one she about to do. Talk about how you used to verbally abuse her. You were mad aggressive. You trust. they want.
Verbally, the ring camera. Notice not in the nowhere in the document did he say, did she say he. Cause she can't prove that shit. He didn't do that shit. I don't think DDG too smart of a nigga to do some shit like that. He too calculated of a nigga to do that shit. I'm sorry. And if it's in the documents, I'm sorry. My fault. That's on me. Y'all can come for me in the comment section. I'm cool with it. I don't expect niggas to like this video. But I'm saying this shit how I see it, bro. I've seen situations like this before. I'm not gonna lie. That's it for this video. Let me know y'all opinions about this. Whose side are y'all on? I'm not gonna lie. Certain shit I seen that, usually when it's with usually when it's with DDG, right? DDG versus Halle. Usually niggas be on Halle's side 24/7, 90%. Right now it's looking 50-50. I'm not gonna lie. That tells you all you need to know. Niggas never parade for DDG like they are right now. Even women are. Game is game. All right, we out. I'm not gonna lie. Have a good day, y'all.